Hello guys, this is Ramblings from a Feebled Mind. I would like to talk a bit about things that pretty much have to do with my interests and my own work. Please bear in mind that I do not have much opportunity to practice my oral speaking, English speaking skills. I am stuck here in the left cheek of the ass of the world, Buenos Aires, Argentina. So I hope you can bear with me. And I would like to first explain about what's going on with Sygil, the mirror reality. The game is pretty much on its last development stage. As I always like to say, the last 5% of every art project is the most difficult. It has to do with a combination of factors. Mainly, my graphic designer is on a tour, he's a musician, and also I have been having some difficulties dealing with burnout, a very important factor to be considered for any creator. But everything is going smoothly. I think that 2 weeks stop, this will be pretty much finished and we will be able to ask for a sample of the game, which is going to be just wonderful. I'm really happy with Sygil. I think that it took me about a year to tune it, and it's just a great game. I mean, if you like any type of card game, this one breaks the mold in many aspects. Mainly the way it breaks the fourth wall is just amazing, and if you like Hell Knight, this is pretty much almost like an expansion for Hell Knight, because it adds some depth to Hell Knight itself. It's the same setting, but from the perspective of warlocks and black magic, not from the demonic perspective so much. So that's that. My apologies to all backers. Hope you can understand the situation. I will assure you will be very happy with this game. So what else? Yesterday night I watched Quest for Fire, which is a classic for me. I really love this movie, starring Ron Perlman and Everett McGill, wonderful actors. I just love that movie. I think that it's a wonderful, even an RPG quest, because the premise is basically some prehistoric dudes trying to find some fire to take it back to their clan, to their tribe. And from that premise, you go through a whole arch that speaks a lot about evolution and humanity and culture. And well, you have the symbolic aspect of fire, how we take that for granted, but why it is so important and so fundamental for us. Just an amazing movie with no dialogue, but still amazingly expressive. So if you have not watched it, Quest for Fire, amazing movie. What else? I have also been reading David Bowie's biography, Alive, by Dylan Jones. It's a very big book, but it's very interesting. Recommend it if you like Bowie. We're reading also The Night by Druillet. I'm a very big Philip Druillet fan. As you know, he has been a huge inspiration for Warpland. His art, his vision is just amazing. So you can get lost in pretty much every page. I super recommend you check any of his works. They are all a visual tour de force. I would like to read a piece of Hell Knight, if you would allow me. This piece, this fragment of Hell Knight, it will set the basis or inspire partially another game I will launch soon. I will tell you about the game after reading the fragment. I was there in the Dragon Wars, fought side by side with Azazel, saw his scythe slash the throat of Esseltrix, the Blackwing. Green noxious vapors poured from the dragon's mortal wound as he exhaled his last breath. We are a dying breed as slayers. Fewer and fewer of our kind are being born. Who will confront the celestial if they storm our gates? Who will face the primordial if they return? Our lords are too busy scheming against each other for breadcrumbs of power. I sense a new dawn approaching, one that might wipe us out like a stain on the face of reality, but not before one great final stand. This is page 74 from Hell Knight. I really like also this layout. I really love doing small monologues for my settings, for my books. I think that doing a small monologue provides a very cool insight into the setting, because you are actually getting to know how the characters in that setting think, what is their vision, their world vision. So I think they are such a fun resource, also as a writer, to get to interpret and assume a character and just say what they're thinking and say something really weird, or they're particularly view how it contrasts so much our own view as players, or maybe it even contrasts against the view from other characters within that setting. It's like a kaleidoscope of voices. I really enjoy doing that. The reason I wanted to read that part was because it is regarding about lords and regarding about the fight of power, the struggle of power, from the people that are within a position of authority and of power. I'm a big fan of Clark Ashton Smith, especially the Sotik cycle, and I really wanted to produce a game that could reproduce the struggle of power of two warlocks, sorcerers, lords that could fight each other. I somehow replicated that with Sygil, with a card game, but I wanted to do that from a purely role-playing game aspect. And I knew that it had to be competitive, but at the same time it had to allow a lot of narrative freedom. So it took me a really long time to develop a very simple system that was GM-less. I did not want a referee to have to decide who won in that struggle. but at the same time I wanted the players to have a lot of freedom and to really make their decisions matter. So I am developing, or at least on the last phases of development of a game called Lords of Death and Illusion. It is being play tested quite extensively. Mr. Jason Dural from Chaosium is giving me a hand play testing the game in the Kraken role-playing game retreat. He's very kindly offering his insight and help with that. So I'm really stoked to present this very small game. It will be mainly about 20 pages long. I'm going to produce it in a risograph scene. I really think that it's going to be something different to play. So far, our sessions with that, which are usually quite small, about 1 hour and a half, have been mind-blowingly good. Because collaborative storytelling is quite funny, because it can reproduce a lot of interesting and bonkers situations, but at the same time it is so loose that it's very difficult to handle narrative cohesion and the focus. But I think that the rule system in this case provides a very nice, sturdy skeleton on which all the players can participate, and it's just awesome. And a great thing about the game is that it is compatible to many settings. It will be compatible to Troika, it will be compatible to Morgborg, to Hell Knight, to Warpland, to Sotik, even to classical fantasy if you want to play it in D&D. And so this allows for a lot of different flavors to play the game, and also the rules system is slightly tweaked for each particular system. So that is going to be amazing. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the Sygil updates. I will probably have to postpone the Black Rainbow Society, my expansion for Hell Knight. This is mainly because the Black Rainbow Society is going to be a slightly bigger project, and I want to handle that correctly, so it's going to be on a queue. So first I will probably, my pre-launch will be changed to Lords of Death and Illusion, and then we will go with the Black Rainbow Society, and more stuff coming after that. I have lots of plans for this year. As always, thank you for supporting my work. Thank you for the patience. Thank you for the interest, the attention. I know that, as I always say, attention is the most expensive luxury you can have nowadays. So, muchas gracias, muchachos, and remember, drink a lot of mate and support independent creators. Thank you.